Hey folks, Quilly King here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Motorsport Manager. It is the Underdog Challenge, and we're going to Milan today. It's going to be a rainy day. Well, technically on today is practice day. It's going to be sunny, but it'll theoretically be rainy in the actual race. Unfortunately, the owlbear here has a sore neck. I don't know if it's dangerous to race her with it or not. Alright, so the sore neck tanks their fitness. Their fitness, does not actually give me any context here for what it does, which is really... Of course, I mean, why would the game actually give us information about these things? I think this is related to, like, getting exhausted in a race. I think remember that. I think it's more of a factor, maybe, in the endurance racing format. But I don't know. I think I'm going to use her anyway. Done and done. We'll probably give Mauritson the better parts of this race, because I'm not going to expect her to necessarily do as well. I mean, we could just leave her at home completely. It's probably better. What if it aggravates it? Let's be reasonable. Heal faster. Okay, yeah, we'll leave you. All right, fine. We'll go for 12th and above. That's going to be okay. We are going to make sure that Mauritson has all the best parts. Ooh, all the way to purple over there. Very nice. You already had the better gearbox. And then we'll do this. So you're going to have all the best parts. Emma's parts don't matter so much. Yeah, all right. The race itself is 21 laps. And heavy rain predicted for tomorrow. Not that we have a weather center yet. That might be the next thing we invest in after we get our level 3 factory underway. Really do want to get the factory so we can improviate parts as quickly as possible. Hello, Milan. Nice trees on this course, I gotta say. Very nice and foresty. It would be fun to just sort of like drive around kind of casual-like, you know, because where you could actually appreciate the scenery. Not so much at 300 kilometers an hour. But it would still be fun. Like, even in a regular road car, like just some cheap-ass road car, like, you know, a nice, like, hatchback or something like that, you know, one of the speedier little, like, they still have a crap-ass minimal engine, but the whole thing weighs about 2 pounds, right? Those things are really fun to just rip around with. All right, car setup done. It is defaulting to hard tires, which is interesting. So again, it was 21 laps, this one, right? Yeah. So... why are you defaulting to hard tires that could theoretically last for the entire race? Okay, new strategy. We still have to pit twice because of our fuel. Unless we run on blue the whole time. Maybe it's possible to only pit once. And we also save time in the pits by not doing tire changes. Yeah, we're not actually going to do that. One of the things will be tomorrow, if it's going to be wet, do we want to practice on wets and or inters? Or let's assume, usually it doesn't rain throughout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice on softs with the assumption that we're going to be able to do at least one stint on softs. And we really don't know what the rest of the situation is going to be. It's almost certain we're going to be able to do something here. I don't think there's a... without knowing specifically how wet it's going to be, we can't really plan for anything. For all we know, we're only going to do one stint on wets, and then we can do 2 on softs, and that's going to be good. So I don't know. We will just have to see. I'm going to leave these things basically where they are here. That's going to be okay. Unless we get one level of each, but then you still, whether you get like multiple levels of things, doesn't matter, because you're only picking certain things. Obviously, one is going to be race trim, and the other is a tire compound. And we could split the difference between the two, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. So we'll just have you do softs as well. Probably we're not going to run you on softs for the race, because you're not really going to be competitive. It is kind of heartbreaking. I mean, unless I just recruited... you know, maybe I should have considered that after the last race. I've just gone and recruited another real driver. I don't know. Let's take practice. Send out. Go. And then send out. Go. Alright. Speed 12. Bring in. Now watch you get, like, randomly assigned to, like, the first slot in the grid to start off with. We get triple great right away. Is that what it said? 94% right away. Okay. I mean, there's no guarantee we're going to, solve this fairly quickly either. but we'll move you a little bit. We'll how do I want to do it? Do something like that, and then we'll do something like that. And I'll still tweak the speed balance a little. There you go, just off so that we can find some things. If we end up with just this 94% at the end, that's not the end of the world. All right, 1 great, 2 goods. Not much knowledge gain. That's not going to vary too much, which makes sense because, I mean, we don't really have... You don't have a mechanics relationship. We'll bring you over something like this. We'll tweak the handling fairly aggressively and something like that as well. Actually, maybe less aggressively with the speed balance because you're not as far off. Done and done. Definitely going to bring you in again. Well, everyone, really, but... Again, Martin's pretty close. Since we likely won't gain as much knowledge from Giacomozzi. I don't know. Man, my fake Italian is worse than my fake, you know, North American English. Wow, all right, we dropped a bunch, but I mean, that gives us information. Presumably, even though we're still great on downforce, presumably that could also be worse. We don't know. I'm going to go to the other side for downforce, so I'm going to bring down the downforce a little to the other side of the previous great and see where we end up. Because it's not like there's a middle ground between these two greats anyway. So we'll see what that does. Handling was great there, so we went the wrong way. So let's stiffen up. So we're slightly left of the previous great, which is great. We are currently, where we are now, we're just to the left of the great speed. Although probably we have to go right. So let's do this instead. To the right of the previous great. The handling... good here. Still puts us left of that. Okay. Let's give this a go on Martin. I hope you have a good race there, Martin. You're not feeling too good right now, but hopefully we can get there. Now, you do have your downforce pinned down, which is great. Okay, we lost some of the value somewhere else. We went from okay to poor on the handling, so I'm actually thinking what we need to do is stiffen up the suspension quite a bit. Flick it onto the other side. Speed balance was good there. Was great there. All right, we'll do... That leaves us in the same place. Well, if I do this and then there, something like that. Okay. We'll see where that ends up with speed balance-wise. We're definitely bringing everyone in again. That's for sure. Neck and neck here. Martin's having a hard time passing. Okay, double excellent. We still haven't pinned down the wing. Although, okay, we know where the grate was, somewhere over here. So if we just increase the downforce a little bit. Great and great. All right, so we're at least going to be great. The handling's fairly close. The speed balance is a little further off. All right, let's give that a go. And I'm just going to have you race like that until the end. If we end up with just the 95, that's going to be fine enough. Let's do, again, because I'm not expecting as much info from Mozzi over here, from Matzaball. 95%. Yeah, of course, that's been locked in the whole time. So we had a great speed balance there, and we're still there. We don't know really where the handling should end up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and tweak the tire camber and then let you finish the race this way. And it'll either be, you know, it'll be the same, it'll be slightly better, slightly worse, and we can just revert and use whichever one ended up being the better of the options. There's level 1 racing knowledge. Yeah, I think with Mozzi we are going to have a bit of an issue getting to the level 3. But let's do what we can. Loving the handling. I mean, really, it's Martin Car's the only one that matters for this one. So maybe I want to take it. You know what? Maybe we'll bring him in one more time. Knowledge be damned. We did do a little tweaking, right? Send out. Good, or great, excellent, excellent. 97%. So great downforce there, great there. There could be still an excellent slightly, you know, if we just give like one maybe extra notch of downward angle. Okay, we're definitely leaving you out for the rest now, though. Okay. We might find another 1% in doing that. So I'm very curious as to exactly how raining is really going to be. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere close to level 3. So bringing in Marathon was an okay idea, because it wouldn't have made a difference one way or another, I don't think. Even with the extra time in this post-practice window, it's just not enough. We weren't getting enough from Mozzi. Mozzi with the Moxie. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, I guess Martin did pretty well there, didn't he? I wasn't actually paying attention to the numbers, but after I clicked go, I was like, hold on. Was it like sort of 8-ish position or something like that was highlighted? And it must be Maritson, so that's not too shabby. Medium tires wear more slowly. Well, I don't think that's what oh, and that's without the race trim? No, no. Unacceptable. Okay, well, I'm really happy we didn't do the practice in wets, because we're definitely just not starting with wets. So the only person we're going to sort of focus on and making the most correct decisions is definitely going to be Maritson, because he's got the only real choice to do, chance to do something. We're definitely going to be running him on the softs here. It is entirely, in fact, it is very likely, because this is a 21-lap race, right? So softs is all we're going to need. And assuming it's not too hot, we could run them pretty aggressively as well, and that's going to be okay. But more importantly, I was running one of the softest tires because we have to expect that we're going to be, swapping to the wets, and so there'll be the extra stop. We did get an extra 1%, which is nice. Fuel options stay maxed out. That's going to be okay. Now, with Motzi here, we are... oh, and it does list different numbers, doesn't it? Because it's 8 to 10. We always wondered that. 9 to 11. Yes, indeed. We always were wondering if the estimates over here were based on your current stats, because I was always like looking at this and being like, yeah, but we're going to be on the lower end because we have poor smoothness. But I guess it takes that into account. I am going to run Motzi on the softs anyway. And yeah, the normal worry would be, oh, they're going to sync up their things. But I'm not going to care too much about doing unoptimal pit stop timings with Motzi. The important thing is that she does not get in Martin's way. Luckily, he is starting ahead of her in pole position. Not by much, but it's definitely something. We're going to start you off in double red. I think I'm going to start you in the double orange, especially just to make sure you can delay your pit a little bit more. And we'll probably go to double yellow fairly quickly with Motzi, just so that she can, get that extra lap out without too much of a concern. So Martin, hopefully you get a good start. Maybe leap ahead a little bit. No, a poor start. Boo! Boo! And Motzi's going to fall behind, and will continue to fall behind. In fact, I can probably drop out of the oranges completely. I mean, yeah, some of these guys are running reds, but that's not why she's falling behind. This is just our generic driver that we get to basically fill in an empty spot. It's not someone you can really hire. Just a placeholder there. All right, Martin is pulling ahead of some people, which is great to see. Would have been nice if we'd gotten ahead of these people before the corner. That sent us a little bit wide and touching the grass, which is not great for the pacing there. Actually, feels like a few sloppy corners there. Hopefully we can start doing a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and pull the engine mode down to just yellow over here. Looks like, currently anyway, the tire temp's not really moving up there. No, it is. Okay, we'll go to yellow, yellow. So you just maintain. Stay in the lap. Maybe 10 people will crash and you'll actually finish okay. I'm sure that even with the neck injury, Albert would have performed better, but... that well, maybe not, and we wanted her to be hopefully recovered for the next race. Martin is driving like a demon here. It's 4.1 to actually just dropped to 4.0 form, and yet things aren't too shabby. Keep on the double red for a little longer. Yeah. How's the weather? Okay, still no rain currently in the forecast. Interesting. All right, tires are definitely getting pretty hot. Let's bring it down to neutral here. But we're still going to run the engine pretty aggressively right here. You know what? Maybe go push. Yeah, and we were passing some people on straights. We do have some pretty, some better engines now. That is certainly the case. Tire's actually cooling off here. Maybe we'll push you. I guess the orange is actually going to be okay. I'm surprised. I mean, I know these are not super softs, but still, it's not sunny, I guess. 5 laps, about halfway through our fuel, and we've got more than half of our tire left. Now, we're still running in the reds. Yeah, I should probably pull back on that. Well, I'm going to stay on the orange, though, because there's still some pretty tight fighting here. Drops to 7. Does he, though? Or does he actually show up in 4th place by taking that corner incredibly well? Yeah, overtaking 3 drivers. Someone else might have, sort of screwed up and caught up 2 people behind him, and Martin may have just been in the right position to make his way around. Tires are warming up a little. I'm going to bring you down a notch. We've got a little bit of space. There's a little bit less direct competition. Fuel-wise, yeah, we're going to stay in the orange. Engine is still in great shape. We're going to stay in the orange. This is going to work out perfectly for basically 3 more full laps like this, which will give us the best preview about what's going to happen next. I mean, you're right. You are right behind this person, which is... Oh, my God. Martin, with your 4.1 form, what is happening here? I appreciate that you're making up for the fact that, you know, you're basically doing this kind of solo. Tires are on the warmer side, but that's okay. It's interesting that they're so warm when he's doing a yellow, and she's on an orange, but she might not be pushing the tires the same way. As far as we can tell, the engine mode doesn't affect the tires, but it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Like, the faster you're going, the more the tires will get sort of abused. A bit of catch up there, and then it goes down. I'm going to bring you down to the medium, just to... Actually, the fuel is great shape. I guess we still have a lot of engine left. All right, keep it up for now. So that and we can sort of slow up this 4th place guy. Whereas if he passes us and starts to get some clean air in front of him, then he might be be able to just pull ahead a fair bit. I mean, look, there's yeah, we're 7 seconds, or we're 4 seconds behind 2nd place, who's 3 seconds behind 1st. So I'm worried that we're gonna have more people that just have the ability to put a ton of distance. Whereas holding them up like this is working out pretty well. And we're not, I mean, we're not going on the backup tire strat or anything, but same sort of thing effectively, because they might otherwise be a little bit more potent. But this is really good, because we just get to race our own race over here. I'm surprised she's not in 20th, but I guess there have been some other pit stops. Alright, we should be passing pit lane in a second here, right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Okay, and so we are definitely going to come into pit for the next one. Yes, we are. We're going to stay on the softs for now. Okay. We are going to... That's interesting. Last time it didn't let me put the extra tick in, but maybe because it was so high up. This, I mean, so 9 laps is the most fuel, so this should round up to 9. We will have to pit again, which is fine. The parts are okay. The strategy, 11% risk is actually kind of nice for us. We've seen a lot of 13%. Looks like he might just sneak up ahead. Now, was he... Oh, he went double red for that. Kind of push. I mean, we're pitting regardless here. Okay. No. We'll just go and bring it back down. Hopefully nothing else happens. I'm going to bring down your tires. You might start to cool off a bit, but we just want to make sure to have the extra lap. It should be fine, but yeah, let's make sure. You still have, yeah, you don't have the fuel. You have to pit. But I was going to say, you still have some tire left. Here, let me just keep you on orange for a sec, just in case we can sort of mess with them a little bit more. And there you go. You're coming in. I'm going to have you come out on... Actually, maybe I do have you come out on the orange. Maybe. And matzo ball. Coming through. And yeah, I mean, you could do another lap. I don't think it really matters one way or another. So, because either way, you're going to do exactly one more pit stop. Well, okay, the longer we wait, the better we might have some information on the rain. But it's not going to matter here one way or another. So, yeah, we'll just fill up like that. Theoretically will work. Done, done, done. Double yellow. Still okay with this. Getting some here in 11th, although a bunch of that is the pit stops maybe, but I don't know. So Martin is behind, but yeah, we've pitted. We pitted before a lot of these people, but I think we're still just going to have the single pit stop, so I think that's going to be okay. You can run on orange on the tires, because it seems to maintain the temperature okay. And actually, the temperature is going down, if nothing else. And we had plenty of tire lap left compared to our fuel. Although, we're probably not going to be running as much orange or yellow, or orange or red fuel stuff here, so... 9 laps of fuel would be 18 laps, so we have more than enough in that. In fact, someone's right on our tail. Let's actually go to orange for a second here. Oh, they're running super conserve, which is interesting. Okay, there's some rain coming soon. So we are going to want to time our pits in certain ways. Again, mostly with Martin, even with you, actually. You can go ahead and be more aggressive, because especially you're going to have way more left over when it's time to come in. As per usual, we're gonna pit Martin in the optimal time as much as possible, and Motzi will go 1 lap earlier or later. I mean, hopefully later, because she's going to have more tire and gas, but it's going to depend very much on how we feel the situation is. But yeah, at the very least, double orange. I think it'd get too hot too fast if I went to red. But yeah, we can afford... Yeah, you can see a lot of people running double red, in fact. Now, this guy here's on a yellow engine. We might want to... Mostly a straight here. So it's not necessarily as helpful. Gotta make sure not to give him an opportunity to pass on the corners. Okay. I don't want to smoke the tires. Still fairly aggressive, but yeah, we'll just let the tires breathe for a second here, because we've got some space. But yeah, I have to babysit this section of the race pretty carefully. If it looks like he's creeping up again, we're going to go ahead and hit the aggression. Right, rain. It'll be interesting to see if it's going to be soaked to the end of the race or not. Right now, theoretically, if it manages to not like keep going like crazy, we might actually just do a stint on interns, or we might just depending on what it looks like, we could just soak 2 laps of sort of kind of moist track on slicks. We will see. We've got time. We're going to be pretty close. We're going to have a fair amount of information when it actually comes to pitting. But yeah, proper forecasting center, man. Could be a thing. And yeah, everyone's running pretty aggressively right now. I suspect if the AI is actually planning this, that yeah, they know, they can tell what the weather's going to do, and they're like, yeah, let's burn through our stuff pretty quickly here. Okay, you got lots of fuel left. Your tires are a little bit higher as well. I might want to pull back a little on the tires here, because I'm worried they're going to outpace the fuel consumption. Mount seems to be in pretty good balance regardless. Still predicted to continue to rain. It's not getting as wet as quickly as I would sometimes expect. Because right now, that's still all intermediate weather. But we still have quite a few laps left. It's still predicting more rain coming up. So to me, I'm thinking we're going to go into wets, because it should still work there. Once you get past that 50% mark, I think. But I expect we'll see a lot of the AI going into inters. And really, if it doesn't get any wetter than that, inters are going to be the thing. Alright, halfway through the tire, more than halfway through the fuel. Let's go back up to orange here on the tire. Especially since this is happening. Okay, the rain is starting to come down. It does look like it's sort of hitting a peak, though. Alright. We're coming up on the pit lanes, right? Yeah, right over here. We're here, they're right over here. I don't think we have to go to actual wets. I think we can go to inters, and we could probably do inters now. Let's see. Actually, I don't trust this screen. 1 second. So 13 is our current lap. We're nearly done. So basically it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, 8 laps left. That makes sense. We can have up to 9 laps worth of fuel in here. So I believe I can just slap some interns on now and just use them for the rest of the race. Because intermediates have fairly long wear. You can see 14 to 16. Water and track optional. Optimal is sort of in the middle, weighing on the slightly less wet. I don't think this is going to go over the limit. It might, though. Whereas with this, you really want to be in sort of that top 80%, which I don't think we're getting to. How adaptable are you? An 8's not great. I'm hoping the inters are going to be okay there. And I think they are, but it's really hard to tell. 8 laps remaining. So if we do this, it should round up to 8, which should be fine. Minimizes our pit time a little bit. 11 seconds. None of fuel. Yeah, but it'll be enough when we get to 8. I could do this to make sure, which would give me 9 laps of fuel, and would let me run my engine super aggressively. You know what? Let's do this. I have lots of engine quality left. It is going to add that extra second of pitting, though. Screw it. So you're going to go in now. And I'm going to say, a lot of people aren't. They're probably going to do it on the next lap. might be a little early for inters, but not by much. Okay, I think the orange-yellow is going to be okay here. Yeah. Hang on a sec. Well, I guess, yeah, I can give it to you now. That's going to be okay. You are going to come in for inters. You're going to have 7 laps remaining, which sounds right. Something like that. Part conditions okay. All right, go. We're just going to flip these around that way, and that's going to be okay. We'll double check our lap counts here in a second, just to make sure. Okay, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 7 laps. 7 laps exactly, which is great. Okay. Hopefully, we're within the right range for the inters through the whole way. We're definitely not planning to make another switch. It's possible the last lap will be slightly out of range, but not by much. Meanwhile, you have completed it. You're coming through here. We'll double check. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 6 laps. 6 laps of fuel. Looking good to me. Run everyone on orange-yellow. I think that's going to be the way to go. Martin, currently in 2nd place overall. Now, everyone has basically done all their pits. We've got some nice space around us. It actually might be okay. Now, we can't run a more aggressive engine mode. We don't have anyone to pass right now. That other person wouldn't surprise me if they caught up to us. But, I mean, if we end up 3rd, I'm not going to cry about that. Yeah. Theoretically, everyone has completed all their pits. Some people went straight to wets. Some went to inters. Again, the last lap, we might lose a little bit of time on that last lap because it might be outside of the max range of the inters. But I think we gained on the first few where the wets wouldn't have been quite right. I think these conditions are really going to benefit any driver with high adaptability because high adaptability increases the range at which your tires are correct in terms of weather conditions. We'll double check the fuel situation here. Coming through. So we now have 19, 20, 21, 3 laps left. 3 laps. We can do 1 on orange, which is great. Oh, the temperature's going up. I'm surprised. I'm going to bring you back down to neutral here. And neutral there. I mean, we'll be able to put in some more orange. Maybe just do 1 lap on yellow, and that'll reset it nicely. 3rd is definitely closing in. Ooh, closed in a lot there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to push up a little bit here. Try to make it as hard as possible for as long as possible for him to pass us. And once he does, we can drop back down to the double yellow. I mean, he's likely going to pass us. Who is this? This is Engelhart. God, that driver's good, isn't he? And there you go. Getting past there. Double check. This is lap 20, so we have 20 and 21. That's kind of perfect there. Run this for a little bit. Okay, we'll just go to medium and neutral. That's going to be okay. Motzi, yeah, I think you're going to be able to do... You can do 1 on orange. Too close. Let's run this for a little bit. I'm actually surprised how well you're maintained, but we do have half-decent cars at this point. I think, actually, given to show the performance that Motzi is doing, I think it is going to show that we have done a pretty decent job on our cars and figured out a fair number of things with this. Yeah, still a little concerned about our last lap, that it might be wetter than the inters are comfortable with, but I don't know if it's a hard drop or if it, like, it scales the drop. We can definitely do the last lap on orange, and we'll do the orange tires as well. That's going to be okay. Even if we max out the temperature, we're going to be fine for it. And then we'll do another check over here. I think, we're going to have to drop you down to yellow for fuel. Yeah, you will get past there. Avoid any more slippage. That would be nice. I'll go to attack with the tires. It's going to be okay. And you can probably go to attack with the tires now, too. Don't want you to get past again. I can't go any higher than this with the engine mode, though, because we don't have enough fuel to absorb that. Just through there. I think we're okay with the 0.1. 0.04. Oh, we got passed anyway. 0! 0 fuel as we cross it. I mean, I literally used everything we possibly had to try to hold on to that 3rd place and get another podium finish. That is kind of heartbreaking. Hopefully 4th place is going to be enough to us to beat 7th overall, which I suspect will be. 3rd definitely would have been. So close to that podium finish. But yeah, I didn't have... I mean, I could have maybe run on our red tire a little bit longer, because we did have some percentage there. But it's hard to manage, right, with, like, the temperature capping out. I mean, clearly in hindsight we could have, but, you know, butt side aside, there's, you know, only so much we could do. And it's possible that we got passed by someone in wets at the end. That is what happened. So Moreno did have wets in the end, and so he was able to do it last lap a little sooner. But again, we probably would have just gotten passed a little earlier or something like that if we had gone to wets over here or something. I don't know. Hard to tell. We're certainly not the only ones at inters. Hell, the person who finished in first finished on inters, and that's despite swapping tires one lap later. Looks like everyone who swapped on 16... No, not even everyone on 16. Santa Ana here went to inters on lap 16. Interesting. Huh. Ooh, still luck out here? Nope. No one got caught with anything. But yeah, 4th place finish over there. Met the sponsor objective. Yeah, Albert losing some ranking in comparison because, of course, you can't earn any points if you're not racing. We are still 6th overall and unlikely to change by the end of the season. I mean, we're still advancing. I was just hoping to advance a little faster. But we're still advancing. Again, I think next season will be really good with the spec part overhaul shenanigans. So, Albert, still gain skill, despite not racing. I guess, you know, training at the centers at home. That's all right. Mechanics relationship, good skill ups over there. Emma lost morale, I guess, because they came, you know, below expectation. We came 4th overall. Jeez. Which did nothing for our marketability. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm very happy that I went 7th instead of 9th for our plan, because we clearly can't get any more in marketability. Part of me is wondering, like, could we go on 5th? I mean, we obviously would have ended up below that, and maybe that would have been too harsh. I'm not sure. Pit crew is still considered to be kind of poopy. Over here, 0% of the base with a bunch of double digits. I mean, you know, 10s, but still. So we'll grab you. No. Good stamina, but crap everything else. Okay, we'll do this. That's fine. Cycle these. Accept interview. Nick, choose Oliver Town. You're interested. I don't think it matters here. I think this just, if I remember correctly, all this does, what was it called? Interested in his... What? Do I not have a thing for that? Oh, signing his client. His client up. His client up next season. I don't think this has any meaningful impacts. No. It just changes how Nick Chu responds. Or if we say this, weirdly, it might improve. No, I must be looking at the wrong line. No, apparently if I do this... Oh, it boosts his morale. Oh, actually, I kind of wish I had taken something else. So, because it was based on the chart, I thought it was my own driver. I was like, okay, I guess I could do that. But yeah, kept his morale low. That might have been pretty handy. He's clearly shopping around for a new job now. He's not happy with the situation. So there's that. I will have to double check some of the contracts. No, I think we're actually okay. Car repair is finished. Hang on, let me take a look at my calendar over here. Is it just the Black Sea? So we only have the final race left in the season. That is it. So probably basically fixed where we are. We're still working on trying to bring in some performance, which is going to be done before the race. So that's really interesting. As is this. Okay. Now, it doesn't auto-pause when those things happen, which is kind of annoying. Okay, new sponsor, which is good. Leaked information. Mason Fairley trying to sneak information out of the garage. He might have been going to leak at some of the other teams. What should we do? Fire him. Fine him. We'll get money. Or leave it. Now, we just hired this guy. I don't want to fire him. So, I'm going to go and fine him. We'll take the money. And the relationship, I don't think they really had a relationship yet, so that part doesn't matter. And the chairman's happiness, we've got some to spare. I'm going to wait on the sponsor. Okay, well, now we probably are good on these sponsor offers. So, I mean, obviously, 3,000 per race is pretty clear. This is going to be 20 220 per race. This here is not going to be as much as this. So Kashimi is definitely the best go. It's going to be a long sponsor, but 300,000 per race ain't bad for us right now. Sydney. All right, go. Go. So I'm just waiting for that message. Okay, reliability work done. This is the performance one I'm more interested in because that's, you know, the thing that's going to carry things over. Reliability work complete. So we'll go back over here. And we grab, I don't know, 94 is kind of the lowest. 94 over here. And we have a 95 here. And a 95 here. It doesn't, I mean, at this point, I consider these parts to be, you know, basically fully reliable. So it's mostly now for the performance. I want to pause on that day. I'm going to hit there. Actually, I think that worked out. I think yeah. I was like, I'm going to risk pausing early because I can always unpause again, but I think that worked out pretty ideally. So now it comes down to the parts that we're most interested in carrying over to the next season that could be improved. I mean, we're carrying over the brakes, right? Yeah, so the suspension is better. So if we're going to do a second spec part, it would be the brakes. So hold on. Let me just check over here. Brakes, gearbox. And gearbox really doesn't matter. So, I mean, yeah, there's not really anything to improve anymore other than these two gearboxes. We may as well go ahead, or sorry, these two brakes. We may as well try, or there's also the gearboxes. We don't care about them. We're going to try to get these brakes as good as possible for our final race and also to carry over as much performance as possible going forward. As our 14 performance. See, it throws me off because the reliability on this screen, this page, that's probably why I got confused before. When you pop over here, the reliability is on the left and the performance is on the right, which is the inverse of where the people are laid out over here. So it's a little counterintuitive and probably is one of the reasons that led to a mistake. See, bad UI layout. Little tiny things. Catch them, you fix them. Everything is better. So yeah, this won't be done. Go away, pop-up. This won't be done for the race, but we'll still get some extra performance before it. And there is still time after the race for some more performance work. We may still be able to max it out before the season officially sort of locks in there. So yeah, that's kind of us done. Okay, well, we'll put a cut in here, and I'm very excited to record our final race. How's your neck? Still in the neck brace. Well, unfortunately, I was hoping a 1 day remains. Is it going to be gone for race day? We're going to bring her. I was hoping that by leaving her aside for one race, we'd have her in top condition for the next one. It may not be, but I think she's still going to be better than Emma. We'll probably still put our money in Martson if she's got the injury. So we will put all the best parts on him because she might not do as well, but we will bring her. Folks, thanks for watching another episode, and I hope you're as excited for the end of the season as I am. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.